Hey guys, Viz here. In this video I'm going to be showing you how I do Verak Lith, the second boss in the Dragonkin Laboratory. This video is aimed at people who haven't killed Verak Lith and are wanting to learn how to do the boss. Verak Lith attacks in two ways, heavy melee and magic attacks. He will only melee attack you if you're within melee distance, and he won't actively chase you to be in melee distance. If you stay at a distance, you can limit him to his magic attacks and use protection prayers to block half the damage incoming. Alright, let's go over his special attacks. Starting with the most common special attack, the Spires. The Spires attack will deal melee damage. Each Spire has 15k HP and will need to be destroyed in order to do any further damage to Verak Lith. And every second special attack will be the Spire. Now you can either prayer flick to melee to reduce the damage, or swap to any shield and use the resonance ability to absorb the hit, thus saving food and avoid prayer flicking altogether. The next attack is Ricochet Energy. Verak Lith will throw one of three energies near the player. In order to collect the energy, you will need to stand in the marked location. If you don't do this before it hits the ground, you will receive a 4k damage hit. This is multiplied in duo and trio groups, as each energy missed will hit all players for 4k. Once you've collected the energy, a bar will appear above your head and you will need to discharge the energy at the eggs before the bar completes. Otherwise you will receive a 9k hit. You can't discharge the energy collected on the same type of eggs. Thankfully you can bypass the ricochet mechanic. I personally like to use the disruption shield ability to do so, which can be found under the Lunar spellbook. So when maging, I use Ancients, then spellbook swap to Lunar and use disruption shield for taking the energy hit. Alternatively, you can use a shield plus resonance combo and prayer flick for the next Spire attack. In order to accurately time the disruption shield, wait for the ball animation to appear on Verak Lith. Then wait for Verak Lith to attack once, make sure it's registered the hit. After his first attack, you should then disruption shield in order to block the ricochet blast. If you're too close to Verak Lith, his melee attack can sneak in and wipe your disruption shield before the blast is absorbed. Next we have the Dragon Dive. Initially this attack will follow your character's position until the dragon starts its dive animation. Once you have experienced this attack a few times, you'll be able to time it, because all that is required is that you take a sidestep 2 squares to avoid the damage. I'd advise using Sunshine or Death Swiftness just prior to this attack, since it's so easy to avoid. Finally we have the Fire Tornado. Verak Lith will throw a fireball at the ground you're standing on. Simply move away and continue attacking the boss. This attack won't deal any damage unless you come into contact with one of the fire tornadoes that spawn. If I forget to Sunshine or Death Swiftness during the Dragon Dive attack, I will surge away when I see the fireball animation and then use Sunshine or Death Swiftness to further damage the boss down. In summary, the attack rotation of Verak Lith goes something like this. So we have a Spire, Ricochet, another Spire, Dragon Dive, Spire, another Ricochet, then another Spire, and then Dragon's Breath. After the Dragon's Breath, this whole rotation will just start again. So for every Dragon's Breath that you receive, you know that you've just gone through one full rotation. Okay, here is a fairly standard kill for me. Yes, I'm using Elite Tectonic Armor. If you want to see how it can be done in fairly basic gear, check out the video I have linked down below in the video description. In this kill I am using Blood Barrage, and I try to use Vengeance and Disruption Shield before the fight. It's not necessary, but it's just something that I like doing. I start the fight with Deflect Magic, and initially I try to do as much damage as possible to the boss before the first Spire attack. After the Spire we have Ricochet. In this particular example I decide to absorb the energy since I was so close to the eggs where I could discharge it. Alternatively, I could have used Disruption Shield. I prepare for the next spire. Once the spire is cleaned up, I'll use Sunshine, moving 2 squares away to avoid the dragon dive and continuing to attack the boss boosted by Sunshine. Then we'll have another spire. Followed by another Ricochet. This time I'm using Disruption Shield, waiting for the auto attack after Ricochet to register before casting Disruption Shield. And we have another Spire. Here you have the Dragon's Breath. I like to surge away as it lands and use Sunshine as quickly as possible. In doing so, I'm avoiding the fire tornadoes and focusing on damaging the boss. Sunshine will also help with the Spire attack that follows, and this Spire attack will be the beginning of the new attack rotation. So from here on out, it's just rinse and repeat until you eventually burn down the boss. Now I highly recommend bringing a shield and using a shield to absorb the Spire attacks, because it will alleviate the need for prayer flicking to reduce the Spire damage, as you'll be healing off the melee hit. I'm also recommending using Devotion, because this will lower your food consumption and reduce the damage you're taking. And ideally you can use Devotion just before you kill a Spire, as this will grant you an additional 5 seconds of Devotion. That's it for Verak Lith. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one, where we'll be having a closer look at how I kill the final boss, the Blackstone Dragon. Till then, have fun!